Is it too late to join the Great Lock-In? Absolutely not. Whether you never started the Great Lock-In that started September 1st, or if you started and then fell off, I am here to tell you that now is always a good time to start or restart. In this video, I'm gonna give you a practical framework to lock in for the next 3 months. And practical really just means I'm gonna tell you some stuff that you can actually do, like actually do for real. I'm gonna call out some mistakes that most people make during this time of year as they are rushing to get their goals finished by the end of the year. And I'm gonna give you a launch plan. Just a few quick things that you can do to get started now, today, like literally today. Because I'm tired of you talking about it. It's time to be about it. Let's get to it. First of all, welcome friends. My name is Libryia Jones. I am obsessed with living this one and only life to the fullest. I have a lifelong goal of self-mastery, and here I share some of the things that I'm trying, the things that I'm doing, things that are working, sometimes things that are not working, in the hopes that it helps you live your one and only life to the fullest as well. And today we are talking about how to take advantage of the last 3 months of the year. I don't care if you missed September 1st. I don't care if you were not part of the lock-in crowd. I honestly don't even care if you were and then you fell off. What I care about is today. I care about you locking in today. I know you saw everybody jump on the September 1st lock-in train and you fear the train has left the station without you. Or potentially you got on the train and realized you weren't fully packed and you probably needed to wait for the next one. I understand. Either way, friend, it's all good. You are ready now, and that's all that matters. Firstly, we're gonna take a moment and forgive ourselves for the things that we did not or could not do. And then we're gonna move on. Let's move on. Firstly, you're not the only one who has just felt completely behind. We all have felt that. Even your favorite productivity gurus and the people that you look up to have felt behind on things. I think the challenge really comes when people feel like, well, it's too late, so I shouldn't even bother to start. Trust me, if you woke up today, it's not too late. Like old boy said in the book, The Alchemist, at any time, a person is capable of living the life they dream of. That's my boy Paulo Coelho, spitting fire. If you have not read The Alchemist, you really should. It's a really, really good book. But emphasis on that quote is any time. Buddy said anytime. Anytime is now. So if you feel like you missed the train, it's all good. Anytime is now. It's right now. For those of you that did start at the beginning of September and it's only been, 20 plus days, almost 30 days, and you've already fallen off, I want you to go ahead and ease up on yourself. Just ease up on yourself. Restarting is resilience. You are resilient. And now is a really good time to either start or restart. Let me tell you why. Summer's officially over. You know how it is during the summertime. We outside, it's festivals, it's concerts, it's barbecues, it's trips, it's all the things. Summer's officially over. The kids are back in school. We are kind of leveling off. So you don't have the summertime distractions of outside. Plus, there is nothing like a fresh start, a new month, a new quarter. October's a new month, and it's the beginning of a new quarter. A lot of times, all you need is a fresh start to get you excited about getting into things. And so the beginning of the last quarter of the year is a great, great opportunity to be motivated. Speaking of which, you've got that end of year urgency working for you. You know how it is. We set these goals at the beginning of this year, and now the year is coming to a close. You see it, it's down the street and you're like, oh crap, I need to hurry up. I need to get it going. And so now you've got a little bit of fire underneath you to get you excited and motivated and moving. For a lot of people, that sense of urgency that comes with the end of the year looming kind of drags them down and makes them feel bad. Oh, well, I haven't done this. What you can do is flip that into saying, you know what? The end of the year is almost here. I haven't done this, and so I need to. Finish that sentence. Use that end of year sense of urgency to propel you forward. Furthermore, 3 months is a really good amount of time. Anything can happen in 90 days. You can change your life in 30 days, to be honest with you, but 90 days is a really good amount of time. All right, let me give you your lock-in framework. We're gonna go through a few things so that you can set up a framework to lock in and take advantage of the next 3 months. And the reason you need a framework, friend, is because motivation is not reliable. It's mood based. Some days I feel motivated and some days I feel Motivation is unreliable. It's a wonderful thing, but it is incredibly unreliable. You know what's reliable? Frameworks and systems. Frameworks and systems sound boring, but they are reliable. And reliability is usually boring. Let's be honest. All right, so the first part of your framework is to lay the foundation. Let's lay the foundation of your lock-in. First thing I want you to do in laying the foundation is come up with 1 to 3 things max that you are going to lock in on. I know you made a long list of New Year's resolutions and a long list of goals for the year. Baby, we're going to focus on 1 to 3 max. I personally have 3, but I've had a focus on 3 things the whole year, and I have been moving the needle on those 3 things. It's just that I'm going to accelerate for this lock-in period on those 3 things. You can't do everything, baby. Stop trying to do too much. It doesn't even have to be 3. You can pick 2 or you can pick 1. You do not want to pick more than 3 things to focus on in this lock-in period, because these are things that we are laser focused on, and you just don't have an infinite amount of attention or time. Because if you did, you would have done this already. I just say, I didn't mean to call you out, but. So all that said, we're not trying to do too much. Now, if you did pick more than 1 thing, the next thing that you need to do is pick on which one is going to be primary. It's important that you have a primary focus because, as I just said, we don't have unlimited attention. And you need to know which of these things am I going to be prioritizing above everything else. In my case, my 3 things are finance, fitness, and Spanish. I started the year, it was gonna be style. I switched it up for the lock-in. The third thing is reaching my goal of passing the A2 exam in Spanish. So again, it's finance, which is, my goal is actually getting out of debt. My second goal is fitness, trying to lose weight over here, but the actual goal is to make sure that I am doing healthy habits at least 5 days a week. And then the third is to pass the A2 exam in Spanish. But my primary goal is getting out of debt. That is my main focus. If I don't do anything else, that I need to do by the end of the year. That is what I am laser focused on. Now, the third thing is you want to set these SMART targets for each of these things. Notice what I just did. I said there were three areas. It was finance, fitness, and development. Those were my 3 areas. But my actual goal in these was to get out of debt by the end of the year. It is specific, and it is also realistic. I've already done the math. You see how specific that is? Get out of debt by the end of the year. The fitness goal I had was to check off my healthy habits 5 days a week. 5 days a week for the rest of the year. That is very specific. The development goal is to pass the A2 Dele Spanish exam this year. Very specific. And there's a time frame, and it's realistic. Saying that you're gonna lose 50 pounds by the end of the year is not realistic, and you don't have control over that. You just don't. The truth is, on average, people lose about 1 to 2 pounds a week if they're doing really well. That is a reasonable amount of weight to lose every week. I have consistently said over the years, I don't suggest people set goals that are things they don't control. Instead of losing weight, maybe set the goal of, I'm going to walk 10,000 steps 5 days a week. I am going to lift weights 3 days a week. I am going to track my meals every single day for the rest of the year. These are things you control, and you hope as a result that you lose the weight, right? So I suggest focusing that target on something that you can actually control, but set your targets. That's the other part of your framework. All right, so laying the foundation is great. Knowing what you wanna do, knowing what you wanna accomplish, fine, dandy, wonderful. Honestly, that's kind of the easy part. The easy part is dreaming up what I want to accomplish. The hard part is setting yourself up for success. That is the thing that a lot of people miss. Plan to succeed. Let's talk about how we do that. I'm gonna give you a weekly cadence for the rest of the year to follow so that you can plan to succeed, all right? I'll be honest, I don't always follow this weekly cadence, but I can tell you that when I'm on top of my game, I am following this cadence. This is exactly what I'm doing when I'm on top of my game and doing exactly what I'm supposed to do. And I'm not gonna give you a whole lot of stuff. I'm not trying to make this harder. My goal is to make this as easy as possible for you and for me, because these are the things I'm doing too, okay? Here's what I suggest you do. Take Sundays to plan your week. Make sure, even if it could be Saturday. If Sunday's like, I don't do nothing on Sundays, plan your week. Don't go into the week not having already figured out how you're gonna be successful. It's too late. If you wake up Monday and you're still trying to figure out Monday and figure out how you're gonna be successful Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you late. You are late to the meeting, friend. Visualize, what do I need to do this week to hit this goal? As I'm visualizing the week, I'm thinking, okay, I know I need to read, write, speak, and hear Spanish. Oh, and I need to practice verbs. So on Monday, I'm gonna practice my verbs. On Tuesday, I'm going to write in Spanish. On Wednesday, I'm gonna read and record myself. On Thursday, I'm gonna have a Spanish class with my tutor. right? And then I'm going to schedule those things out. One of the things that I think people do a lot is they play themselves by not scheduling their tasks. You need to know, what time are you going to do these things? What is the time frame you're going to get this done? Having it on a list is nice and good, but like, when is it going to happen? A tool that I love to use to do this is called Morgan. It's an amazing calendar app. I recorded a separate video on that. I will put it in the description box. I love Morgan because it literally calendarizes your tasks. It's not just a task list that's separate from your daily schedule. They are together. So you can be honest about when you can actually get things done. It is basically a cheat code. And when I'm using it well is when I am performing at my best. All right, and then you wanna do a midweek check-in with yourself or an accountability partner so that you don't lose steam. Just think about, okay, did I do what I needed to do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday? If not, what do I need to do Thursday, Friday, Saturday? 15 minutes, 30 minutes. Midweek check-in. And then you also want to incorporate a review. You can incorporate that on Fridays. How did the week go? What do I need to do differently next week? I personally like to do that in planning. So on Sundays when I'm planning, I start with a review. And in that review, I want you to make sure you are celebrating your wins. If you worked out 5 days, pat yourself on the back, write it down. Even if you only worked out 3 days, pat yourself on the back, write it down. Another thing I'm gonna call out, because it's a mistake that I make often, is don't forget that weekend days are also days of the week. Somehow, I have got it in my head that my routine, my schedule, the things that I'm supposed to do are Monday through Friday, and then I'm off Saturday and Sunday. Baby, I still need to take my vitamins. I still need to walk. I still need to move my body. Like, I still need to do the things. I still need to do my morning routine. I still need to do my evening routine. And so don't forget, Saturday and Sunday are still days of the week, which brings me to the next section of your lock-in framework, which is your daily non-negotiables. A morning routine and an evening routine are non-negotiables. I hate to be yet another productivity lover talking about morning and evening routines. I really do. Like, I hate being a cliche, but I mean, some stuff just works. It just works. If it works, guys. Having a morning routine is so important. And I'm not telling you to get up at 5 a.m. That is not what I'm telling you to do. Whenever you get up though, there needs to be a set of processes that kicks your system off. And that can look like whatever works for you. It could look like meditation. It could look like yoga. It could look like twerking in the mirror, like whatever works for you, love. Just figure that out and do those things. I can tell you, as much as I hate cliches, morning routines and evening routines, they're wonderful. And this is one of the examples of things that I forget to do on Saturdays and Sundays. The last few weeks, I've been like, wait a minute, my morning and evening routine needs to be a daily thing, and Saturday and Sunday are days. So have a morning and evening routine. Another daily non-negotiable that I'd love for you and me to have, because this is a mistake that I make often, is overcommitting. Let's have micro commitments. And I've been doing really well about this lately. I'm the type of person that feels like, oh, I need to read more, so I'm gonna read for an hour every day. Baby, where you gonna get this hour? Where's the hour coming from? Is someone dropping an hour off to you? Like, you getting a bonus hour of every day? So I had to change that to a micro commitment that I am going to read during meals. So it takes me about 5 to 10 minutes to eat breakfast. I'm a fast eater. It takes me maybe 15, 20 minutes to eat lunch. And then, when I eat dinner, I'm just going to read during that time. So don't overcommit. Think about, how can I make this a micro commitment, okay? How can I go from, I need to work out 7 days a week, 6 days a week, or I need to do 10,000 steps a day, to, you know what? I'm gonna try to walk for 15 minutes a day. I'm gonna try to walk for 30 minutes a day. However many steps that works out to be, that's how many steps I'm gonna get in. I cannot stress this enough. Planning for the next day in the evening is critical. For me, that is a daily non-negotiable. I said this earlier, it bears repeating. I ain't going into the next day not knowing what to expect for that day. I just can't do it. I am late for the day. I am late for the day. Tuesday morning, I can't be in Tuesday trying to figure out Tuesday. Tuesday is here, babes. Tuesday has arrived. And I'm trying to figure out what we doing together. No. I need to figure that out Monday night. And so carve out a little bit of time to plan out the next day. 15 minutes, guys. It's so critical. I promise you it is, and it's gonna help you a lot. All right, the next thing that I wanna talk about in the framework is strategic flexibility, otherwise known as giving yourself some grace. What we mean is we're gonna maintain our standards and our goals, but we're gonna adapt our methods just a little bit. And this is going to be crucial in Q4. Why? A lot of times in the fall and winter, our commitments shift from being outside and having fun to having to be responsible and having to do all of the adulting things, right? And so again, your kids are starting school again, so you got that. Work is picking up. People are trying to get stuff done by the end of the year. There's that. And then not to mention the holidays. Nothing kills a good set routine like the friggin' holidays. But we are going to have strategic flexibility because we already know those are coming. We know exactly when Thanksgiving is. We know exactly when Christmas and New Year's are, right? And so we are going to be strategic about being flexible. Here's an example. I am traveling right now. As you can see, this is not my space. I'm in Puerto Rico right now. And typically when I'm at home, my workouts take about an hour, 15 minutes, hour and a half. I don't really want to spend an hour and a half in the gym when outside looks like this. And so my strategic flexibility is that I'm going to work out for 30 minutes. I'm going to work out for 30, maybe 45 minutes. So then let me also address the holidays. It's holiday season. Set your expectations accordingly. If you choose to say, I'm going to stick to my diet 100%, or I'm going to stick to my meal plan 100% during the holidays, you have the right to do that. But I am going to recommend that you set your expectations accordingly. One of the challenges a lot of us have, I know myself included, is that it's all or it's nothing. Either I'm going to be on script or I'm just not going to be on camera, right? It does not have to be all or nothing. There is a whole lot between 0 and 100%. Maybe you're going to be at 80%. Maybe you're going to be at 60%. So think about what that's going to look like for you for the holidays. Thanksgiving. If you're traveling for Thanksgiving, if you're having people over for Thanksgiving, you might be too worn out to work out every single day. So maybe that week, you're gonna work out 2 days that week or 3 days that week, but you're gonna adjust how much you drink and you're gonna adjust your eating habits to make up for that. So be strategic about the flexibility that you need during this time. Think through this. You know when you're traveling, you know when the holidays are, go ahead and be strategic. I feel like a lot of excuses we make for missing our goals are really just us failing to adjust our goals for our lifestyle. And that's what strategic flexibility is. Talk about the common mistakes that people make during this time frame as they rush to hit their goals by the end of the year. First is being too hard on yourself, beating yourself up about all the things you didn't do the last 3/4 of the year, the last 9 months. Maybe you are Aaron Burr in the song Wait For It. You are not falling behind and you are not running late. You are where you are. Look at me. You are where you are. The future does not exist yet, and the past cannot be edited. You are where you are. Let's deal with that reality. We don't have to beat ourselves up for not being able to change the past, and we don't have to fret about the future because it doesn't even exist yet. The only thing that's real is right now. You are where you are. Let it go. That was for me also. I might need to watch that back a few times myself. The other thing that people do wrong is being overly aggressive and overly committing, trying to cram a year's worth of goals into 90 days. You are setting yourself up to be hard on yourself again at the end of this year. You have 90 days left in the year. If you have goals that you want to accomplish by the end of the year, let's figure out how do we carve out something realistic from those goals. What of this goal is realistic to achieve in 90 days? If you've ever heard of SMART goals, that R stands for realistic. Let's keep it real, friends. Let's just keep it real. Don't overcommit. You're just gonna burn yourself out. And we don't want that. You don't wanna be burned out by the end of the year, right? You want to enjoy the rest of the year as well. We wanna enjoy this. The other mistake that people make is comparing their day 1 to someone else's day 90, day 30. People are looking at themselves today and looking at someone that's been on top of their game all year, or somebody that started the Great Lock-In on September 1st, and you're comparing your progress versus theirs. You aren't them, they aren't you. They're not living your circumstances. And we all know comparison is the thief of joy. And despite that knowledge, we still do it. I just wanna remind you, and me, that you are running your race. The only person that you need to compare yourself to is who you were yesterday. You are already better than that person because you're having this conversation with me. Just saying. The other mistake that people make is thinking that they've got to have the perfect plan to start. Analysis paralysis, you think you need to figure it all out. You don't. You just need to start, really. Like, you really just need to start. You don't have to figure out every step of the next 90 days. You don't have to know every left turn that you're going to make on this journey. You just have to know that you need to get in the car, start it up, and put it in drive. That's it. Now, another mistake that a lot of people make that I used to make, I don't anymore, is the I'll start Monday mentality. The first day of October is not on a Monday. I know it's the beginning of a calendar week, but it does not have to be the beginning of you focusing on the things that you need to focus on. Tomorrow, whatever day tomorrow is a great day to start. That said, I'm gonna give you your launch plan. So we're gonna go through a quick plan that will get you started tomorrow, because that is the goal of this. We're starting tomorrow. We're getting started now. We're not spending a whole bunch of time figuring this out. We're starting actually today. We're gonna start today. Some of the stuff is today stuff, all right? Let's get to it. The first thing that I want you to do in your start today plan is figure out what is your 1 to 3 things that you're gonna focus on. Figure it out right now. And I do mean now, friend, now, because I wanna know. Go ahead and drop it in the comments. What is your 1 to 3 things that you are going to focus on for the next 3 months? What are you locking in on? I wanna be in your business, let me know. I already told you mine. You already know mine, so put yours in the comments. And don't act like you gotta figure this out, because you set these goals at the beginning of the year. You already know, you've been thinking about these all year. Stop playing. You knew what you needed to focus on before you hit play on this video. Don't act like you need to think about it. Drop it in the comments. Go ahead, do it now. Now, after you finish watching this video, I want you to figure out which one of these is your absolute biggest priority. And then I want you to think about, spend 10 minutes, just 10 minutes. We're not spending the whole night. This is not a deep dive planning session. I want you to spend 10 minutes thinking about what are some things I need to do tomorrow and this week to move the needle on that thing. What does tomorrow look like as you tackle this priority, right? Just think 10 minutes. What does tomorrow look like as I try to tackle this priority? If it's finance related, does it mean that you need to list out all your debts? Does it mean that you need to update your direct deposit so that more money goes to your savings account? What is the quick thing that you need to do tomorrow? Tomorrow. Is it business related? Do you need to reach out to a brand or a person that you want to collaborate with tomorrow? Is it career related? Do you need to spend tomorrow updating your LinkedIn or updating your resume? What is it? What is the thing that you're going to do tomorrow? I just want you to spend 10 minutes today doing that. Now, for the rest of the week, I want you to spend the week just focusing on consistency. This isn't the full out performance necessarily. We're just getting into the rhythm. One of the things that I do when I fall off from the gym for a while, once I go back, I'm not focused on doing a full out crazy routine for an hour. I am really just focused on consistently going to the gym for 5 days. Whether I finish the full workout or not, my main focus is just getting back into the rhythm of going to the gym for 5 days for 30 minutes. Spend this week just focusing on consistency. That is your main focus. The next thing that I want you to do is make this visible. Write it down on your mirror, write it down on a sticky and put it up, put it on your screensaver, whatever you gotta do, make it visible so that it stays top of mind. The last thing I want you to do in your quick launch plan is to remember you are not making up for lost time. That is not what we're doing here. We're not making up for lost time. We are making the most of the time we have. I want you to look at me in my eyes and say this: I am not making up for lost time. I am making the most of the time I have. All right. Okay, friend, you now have no excuses. Neither do I. I'm gonna be launching my own little accountability check-in. So every week I'm gonna post a Lock-In with Lib series where I give you a update on where I am. That's not gonna be long form, it's gonna be a short form video, and you can feel free to check in on that post or check in with your own accountability partner, all right? Go ahead and subscribe so that you get notified when I post those, and I will see you in the next video. Good luck.